Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, today in the news we got three stories and I have to admit, I think all three are a little disappointing. First off, Princess Cruise Line's Coral Princess is back in the news. And it's back in the news for the wrong reasons. And it's not an outbreak. It's not something like that. It's continued ongoing maintenance issues with its generators. Back in April, when the ship was launching again and getting ready for Alaska, they sent out emails saying that they had one generator down and they are having maintenance issues with a second generator. And because of this, some itinerary changes are going to have to be shortened and things like that. This is regular scheduled maintenance that's just come up and they're going to have to get it fixed. Well, we're now over 2 months since those emails and the ship set sailed. And the next sailing on July 9th, passengers just received an email saying that their stop in Juneau would be shorter because of maintenance issues. Their generators just can't let them go at top speed, and so far they're not going to make it to Juneau on time. Again, this has been an ongoing issue now for 2 months. Now, they are offering a $100 onboard credit to spend in the shops, the casinos, dining for passengers on board who are affected. But it draws into question just how long until this problem gets fixed. It's not like it's an issue that just popped up. We're sailing, and the generator conked out. No, the generators were out before they started sailing. So they've known this problem and they haven't been able to fix it for over 2 months. Obviously, it's not regular maintenance on the generators. Obviously, there's a bigger problem. Otherwise, it would have been fixed. And I think some passengers, it's not a big change, but in some of the cases, it was a lot of changes on the itinerary because of the maintenance issues. And I don't know if passengers should be expected to keep saying, well, am I going to have time in my port? Am I going to have to skip a port? Because they haven't fixed the problem yet for 2 months. And every time I say, they might miss a port, or might this, somebody in the comments is obviously going to come out and say, well, you're not guaranteed to stop at ports. No, you're not. For safety reasons, for, can't tender, the ship broke down on the way, things like that. But this is an ongoing issue for over 2 months. It's no longer it's just coming up randomly and it might happen. It's now almost a guarantee it's going to happen on these cruises. That's different than suddenly something popping up and not being able to go to a port, like weather and things like that. And I think Princess has got to do something and fix that cruise ship. Get it back and running, because if it's not ready for passengers and passengers are going to be missing some of their experience, maybe the ship shouldn't have been brought on so fast. Maybe it should have been postponed a couple weeks until you got it fixed. And you all know Princess Cruise Lines is one of my favorite cruise lines, and so it really bugs me when I see them doing something that I feel they should have had a control of by now. 2 months of an issue is an awful long time to continue interrupting your guest's experience. That's just my thought process on it. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm just nitpicking, or do you think, hey, yeah, if this goes on for 7-8 months, is that acceptable? How long is acceptable to have an ongoing issue on the same ship since it restarted that you knew about before you restarted? That's kind of my question. And I got 2 more stories. But before I get there, let me just say, hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you want to be kept up to date with all things cruising, everything from destinations to new ships coming online, to protocols changing, to ships that you might not have been on, like I haven't been on the Rotterdam I haven't been on Holland America in 7 years. I went on it and it opened my eyes to a whole new different type of cruising. If you want to keep up to that stuff, just hit the subscribe button. Don't forget that notification bell. All it does is tell YouTube, hey, people are watching the channel. People like cruising videos. People want to know this kind of stuff. Let's share it to more people. And it doesn't cost a single thing, and it really does help the channel out, and I'd really appreciate it. Okay, story number 2. What was billed as the world's largest cruise ship by passengers? The Genting World Dream 2, 9,000 passengers, a circus on board. One of the largest water parks at sea, flow riders, roller coaster, the largest roller coaster at sea. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. It now looks like it's going to be sold for scrap metal because of the problems with the Genting cruise line going under. Now, there's 2 ships involved. One is the World Dream 1, one is the World Dream 2. World Dream 2 is the one that's going to be likely scrapped and sold for scrap metal somewhere. Now, the issue with the Genting Dream 1 is it's around 80% complete already. So investors and liquidators, if you will, are looking at that going, do we finish it and try and sell it off? Is somebody willing to buy that large of a cruise ship with that many passengers designed by somebody else? Like if Royal Caribbean is known for their large ships, but they didn't build this ship. And they didn't build it to their specifications, so would they want to pick this up? Now, it's still 80%, so they still have 20% to make their own changes. That could be a possibility. But with cruise lines trying to earn back all the money that they've spent and that they've loaned and get their own ships back online, there's not a lot of people out there looking to buy a 9,000 passenger cruise ship. So they're kind of up in a dilemma. Speaking of cruise ships, that's in a little bit of a dilemma. The Norwegian cruise line Viva. That's why every time I hear that, I think of Viva Las Vegas by Elvis Presley, and that song just pops in my head every single time. They got to have that as part of. They got to buy the rights to have that as part of their soundtrack on that ship. But unfortunately, due to supply issues, as we hear all the time, supply issues, supply issues. Why are you paying so much for gas? Supply issues. Why are you paying so much for food? Supply issues. Why is your inaugural sailing of the Viva going to be delayed? Supply issues. That's right. The first 2 sailings on the Viva for 2023, the inaugural sailing and the following sailing, have now been canceled. Wow. And that's a year away. Will there be a chance that that's going to be delayed even further? Absolutely. Many cruise ships have been delayed multiple times. One cruise line delayed their cruise ship launch 7 times. So yeah, it's absolutely possible that this is not the first we're going to hear of that ship being postponed in the future. And if you're trying to get on that inaugural sailing, you have to make some changes now. And even if you book the 3rd cruise that was supposed to be offered, which is now the inaugural sailing, what happens if that gets canceled as well? Because it's a long time before the ship launches and a lot more can pop up and happen, unfortunately. It's just the times we're in right now with the supply chain and the way things are going for trying to get the new ships out and online. Look at what happened with Virgin's new cruise ship. It's delayed, 7 months. So yeah, it's just the times that we're living in right now. Yeah, it's not a good week. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.